Welcome to Baby Dribble, proudly sponsored by SweetDreamers. Baby Dribble is a fun, friendly and free parenting advice channel. So hello again, it's Lynda and Lucy here, and this week we're talking about toddler tantrums. And we're going to look at why they happen, when they happen, and also provide some helpful hints and tips to help you get through them. So let's get started with the big question, what are toddler tantrums, as if we don't know?
Exactly. If you have a baby or a toddler, I'm sure you're probably in the throes of it now. But yeah, so tantrums can be referred to a million different ways, but it's anything from the terrible twos, which we all hear, temper tantrums, which sort of gives you an idea of what it is. People call them meltdowns. Throwing a paddy, anything like that. But the list goes on. But yeah, they all mean the same thing. So a tantrum can range from anything from a bad-tempered outburst to sulkiness and grumpiness. So
it sounds like a daily occurrence in my house.
You're covering all
with no toddlers.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll get onto that as to how long it lasts. So you can help us with that one. But we've also got here that as well that it can involve hitting and biting.
Ooh,
yeah.
Yes.
So it can get quite extreme.
Yes, yeah.
But basically they're all the same thing, and it's quite normal.
Yes.
Even though it might be a shock, tantrums are quite normal.
I think it is when you haven't had children, it's your first child, and all of a sudden it occurs. It's like, whoa.
I'm right in the
throes of it.
It started, and I was a bit shocked. But doing this has been amazing because now I feel like I can. You feel like you've handle it.
Yeah, you've got insider knowledge.
I've got inside knowledge now. But yeah, so.
So have you had the first one has occurred?
So Mason isn't too bad, really. But when it happens, it does take you by surprise every time, and it throws you. And it depends where you are as to how you start to handle it. And I think you don't know what to do. You are so lost. So looking this up has been brilliant because now I feel like I do have some tools to help me understand what he's going through, and then help me stay sane as well. Yeah, whilst it's happening. But yeah,
good. So when do toddler tantrums start? What's the age?
So I think people claim that they can start much younger, which I think they probably can, but it's generally anywhere from 18 months plus. And looking it up, I think that's because that's when they start to get a bit more independent, isn't it? It's when they're probably walking by then, but maybe not talking. So it's that sort of age where they're starting to try and do more things. That they possibly don't have the skills to do. But so anywhere from
and
about
also
18.
The communication skills as well.
Exactly, they're like lacking the verbal skills to try and tell you what they want to do. And
then of course when they get the verbal skills,
exactly, because they're telling you what to do.
That's it. And then it's like, oh, do you remember when?
When they didn't talk. But actually we were talking about this in the office earlier, but one of our colleagues, she had a different experience where she didn't have any tantrums until the age of 4, and then they all came after 4. So even though
quite unusual, isn't it?
So even though we're sort of saying this, I think they can develop at different times. I don't know whether it's better for it to be earlier or later. I don't know.
To get it out of the way.
At least at 4 they're going to school.
Yes.
So they can handle it as well.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. You're sort of like, share it. Share the load
with all the teachers. But I think it's different for everyone. But generally, 18 months is a good marker for tantrums.
And we've got some tips now because you just touched on that briefly, just when we were talking earlier, on how to manage tantrums. Now, there's some different types of tantrums that we've got listed here.
Yeah.
So the first specific type we've got is the manipulative versus the frustrated tantrum.
Yes. So I found this really interesting, but it basically explains different types. So the manipulative tantrum I can't say tantrum, is where a child is using it to get his or her own way. So we all know what that is. They want something that they're not allowed to have.
Something.
And they're using their tantrum to get you to give it to them. So manipulative. That one. And it's really good because it gives you ideas on how to deal with it. But this one should be dealt by ignoring the tantrum and sending a clear message that you will not accept the tantrum.
No.
That is easier said than done when you're out and about.
Especially if they're like flinging themselves all over the floor in a supermarket. And people are like looking
having
at you
a little look.
Po face. Like
Definitely.
Whiter than the driven snow.
And they've probably already had maybe been through it. And sometimes it's just the shock of people or the noise that people are looking. So I try and take it that they're just looking because of the noise. And it says on the research tips that I was looking at, that if you are out and about, to take your little one to a private space or as far away as you can get them. So if you are in a supermarket, it is a bit difficult if you've got a full trolley full. But maybe just as far away as you can and just let them go for a bit.
And then, like you say, it's easier said than done. If they've got that wobbly, rubbery leg syndrome where they won't get up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're just flopping everywhere like a rag doll.
And the back's going back. Yeah, it is hard. No one's saying they're easy. But it's easy for you to get flustered as well.
Exactly.
I've been
get all hot and bothered.
Yeah, really hot and bothered, and you feel like the worst mother in the world. But it isn't you that's having the tantrum.
No.
It is the babe or toddler. So just try and remember that, hopefully.
That'll be a way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You've also got some mental exercise tips to help you think as a parent differently about how to approach tantrums.
Oh, actually, just before that, we've got the frustrated tantrum as well. That's all right.
Sorry, I was just thought I'd jump across.
But I just thought I'd explain this one because the frustrated tantrum is a different one where your child is frustrated because they can't do something, so they can't complete a task like put their shoes on or their socks on, and they get frustrated. And that is what we were talking about earlier, where they can't communicate to you what they're wanting to do, or their skills aren't quite there yet. And that one's different. So they say that you should approach that one with some empathy. So you can say to them, just give them a little rub on the back. Oh, I know.
Bit of
encouragement. And then maybe help them do what they're doing, or do the first bit and then let them do the second bit.
So that they feel like they've achieved it.
Exactly.
What they've been trying to do. So that they won't sort of like get all het up.
Exactly,
so
and like you can redirect their focus, and hopefully that will
someone banging a drum. The old big bass drum going.
That's it. It's very loud. It's like Jumanji.
Oh my God, I don't want to be sucked into the game. Hang on a minute, we could be in there with the rock.
That's it.
Okay, we're going. Yeah.
Fine, fair enough.
But Jack Black was good though.
That's true.
He was excellent. So sorry, going back to the old mental exercises now.
So I've done a couple of these lists just so you get some ideas. But they say to help you think differently about tantrums, the first exercise is designed to put you in your toddler's shoes.
Okay.
So you first have to think
shoes
about...
that you couldn't do
That's
earlier.
it, yeah. You have to think about your toddler's capabilities and their motor skills and write them down. So I did just 2, but for Mason, he is very good at walking and running. He's brilliant at it. And also he does like to feed himself, and he can feed himself. But then you also have to make a quick list about what their desires are to do with those skills and what frustrations they have with that. So even though Mason's great at running, he does fall over quite a lot, and that can often...
Is he a bit like Miranda?
Yeah, he can often... He's very, very heavy-footed, and he will just fall over.
They do though, don't
but
they?
When he
all
falls
their feet
he doesn't lift his feet up properly, but that means he falls over, which means he has a bit of a meltdown afterwards. And I can tell him to slow down.
Yes.
But he won't.
Yeah.
And also with the feeding himself, I think this might be a little bit of me though, because I don't want him to get too messy. I feel like I don't let him
have a good old go.
Do it as much, and that I think is frustrating for him. So that is my fault.
But I have analysed it now.
Done my exercise.
You've analysed it. See?
And yeah, so I should his clothes can be washed. I should just let him go for it. But it's just thinking about those things, and then you'll be able to hopefully stop that before it happens.
Good tip.
So yes, write down
really good.
what they can do versus what they want to do.
Yeah, and then how to manage that.
Basically, yeah.
And then we've got number 3, keep a tantrum diary.
Yes, we were talking about this earlier.
Mine would have been the Encyclopedia Britannica, although I don't even know if they do encyclopedias anymore now.
It's probably on the internet.
Yeah. Google.
Exactly. You could put it in your notes on your phone if you wanted to.
But yes, extra memory.
If you are struggling with them and you have a lot, it might be worth keeping a tantrum diary.
Yes.
But yeah, reading up on it, tantrums tend to happen when you're busy. I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but when you're on the phone, or you're trying to cook dinner, or when you're in the supermarket, like we were saying, your child will hone in on that. Realise that you're busy, but it's those sort of circumstances that tend to
trigger
toddlers off, because you're not focused on them. So it's worth, if it's happening all the time, you might be able to see a pattern, and then it's not always easy to not take your child shopping. Sometimes you do have to take them, but it might be that you might be able to take something with you
to combat, counteract,
or just keep them occupied. Food normally works. Or I don't know, a toy, anything really.
Their favourite sort of like thing that they like doing.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's massive. It's taking this in.
You can't be taking their garage with them, their car garage or anything.
But something small.
And then you might be able to see the triggers and maybe get it before it happens. I don't know, but the tantrum diary. You might need to get a big book, everyone. Or you might not, if you're lucky.
And then carry the big book around with you.
Yeah, the big red book.
And then number 4, we've got pick your battles.
Yes, I thought this was a good one. This one is to save your own sanity. But children will always push boundaries. So this is just to learn what you want to reinforce in your child and what you could possibly let go. So for example, running in the road is a non-negotiable rule. However, if they want to wear a different coat to the one that you're putting them on, you might be able to and you could probably let them wear the other coat. So just picking your battles as to what is really that important for you to stand your ground with, and what you can let go.
Good.
But I thought that was quite
a good
one.
Tip, because you can carry on doing that well into as they get older.
Definitely.
You just don't, some things you don't need, like you say,
to fight with.
No. And we came up with our myths on Instagram. Thanks for everyone who took part. And our first myth was toddlers who tantrum are naughty.
Yes.
True or false?
Well, we've got 4% say true and 96% have said false. It is false. All toddlers will tantrum at some stage, and it's just part of their development. I mean, some children will be naughty, but tantrum-wise, it's mainly because they're frustrated. So
okay. And then number 2. Children tend to tantrum more for their parents than when, say, they're with the childminder.
Yeah, I often wondered this. And we've got 80% of you said true and 20% said false. But it's actually true. And it's actually a compliment on the parents, believe it or not. But children tend to feel more emotionally secure with their parents. Therefore, they will behave differently with you, as they know that you'll love them no matter what.
Aww.
So it is nice.
It's a reflection on how comfortable they feel with mum and dad.
But it's not fun when you go and pick them up and they start
and they
with
have
you.
A massive
but it's quite nice to think that actually they feel very happy with you. that they'll just let go.
They'll just let themselves be themselves.
Yeah.
And number 3, this was our final myth, children will deliberately tantrum when they're out just to embarrass you.
Yeah.
True or false?
It definitely feels like it. We've got true, 20% of you said true and 80% said false. It's false. Even though it does feel like it, children don't have, depending on what, young children don't have the mental capacity to think that way.
No.
They wouldn't be doing it to embarrass you, even though it does embarrass you.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you could think of that whilst it's happening, just keep
it might help
it going in your head.
Yes.
But no, they don't. They won't do it deliberately.
Thanks for that, Lucy. That's some great advice and tips. And thanks again to everyone who took part in our myth-busting poll. So hopefully we've given you some advice there to try and help you get through the tantrum stage, even though it may seem like it's going on
It's going forever. It does say that it would tend to ease off around 4 or 5.
Unless, of course, you're Rachel from the office. But in which case it just starts then. But like you say, no child is the same. So
exactly.
Yeah. So don't feel you're alone out there. And any parents, onlookers, if your child is having a meltdown in the supermarket, they will have been there.
Exactly.
Know what it's like,
and you might get the odd person who'll help you. Yes. And that would be lovely.
Yes.
Or you could help someone else.
Yeah.
If you see them. I don't know what, but you could try.
Brilliant. And just touching back to our last podcast now with our competition, everyone who entered the Annabelle Carmel baby-led weaning recipe book, signed copy, fabulous prize. Thanks for everyone who entered. And the winner is... We could have done with that drum now.
Oh, we could have.
The Jumanji drum.
Now.
Jess Davey, yay! So well done to Jess. So we will be contacting you to get your prize out to you. And then for this week's giveaway, we're giving away one of our fabulous Ewan Snugglies. Super soft and it's got the little silky legs. He's lovely, really nice to snuggle up to. So we've got one in grey here to give away. So all you've got to do is email the word snuggly to prizes@sweetdreamers.co.uk, and all the entries in by Friday the 7th of December, please, because that's when we're going to be doing our next podcast, and we'll be able to announce the winner then. And all our Baby Dribble content's available for you to access through our podcast, YouTube, and our blog at Sweet Dreamers. So it's sweetdreamers.co.uk/blog. So thanks again for joining us, and bye for now.
Thank you.
Hey guys, really hope you enjoyed this episode of Sweet Dreamers Baby Dribble. If you did, please share and pass it on and let us know what you think.